Shot for your
Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon at this event, it's about a dedication, it's about a memory, but it's also about promises kept. Please bow your heads and join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Friends, family, elected officials who are here with us, again, a dedication, a remembrance, and our commitment to Ola and her family. Never, ever forget. We will never, ever forget Ziggy. We do it in several ways. Many of you are adorning shirts where it was a race and a walk. Many of us continue to wear bands that were given out, which I have yet to take off. And during those trying times, I pinch it. And it reminds me, don't sweat the small stuff. So in many ways, we come here and gather to remember about a man who left this place with a cadre of people, friends and family, who loved him dearly. To that end, the promise is kept. I'm going to ask Ola to come up here for a second. I'm going to give her the first gift of an endearing legacy for Ziggy. On behalf of our employees and employees who have yet to be born, as Commissioner of the Department of Neighborhood Services, I will be allowing our employees, those who choose to do so, to adorn their sleeves with the words, Ziggy Strong. There'll be a testament about who Ziggy was and what he stood for, and our commitment to him and his family to never, ever let this community forget who Ziggy was and what he stands for. On behalf, again, of the employees of the Department of Neighborhood Services and all those who believe in you, Ola, our gift. You get the first one off the press. I want to thank the aldermen who are here with us in attendance, Bob Donovan, Alderman Chevy Cavalier, Johnson, and Alderman Perez. Thank you for standing by us. You have been a emissary of hope in this building, and our folks in special enforcement really appreciate all your efforts. That said, there's going to be many friends and family who are going to come up and give a testimony. And the first person I'm going to invite up is Elaine.
Good afternoon and welcome. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out for this special memorial dedication for Greg Ziggy, as many of his co-workers called him. My name is Elaine Pajak, and I am Greg's sister. I did better at home. Along with my husband Ed, Greg's two brothers, Tom, his wife Sharon, I don't know where she is now, Dennis, his wife Karen, and our families, which include numerous nieces and nephews and cousins, are honored to be here. Greg, as you know, left behind a beautiful family. His wife Ola, their son Brian, his wife Amber, and their daughters Lola, Aria, and Fiona, his daughter Heather, with her husband Mark, and daughters Lottie and Lillian, and daughter Morgan with her daughter Kennedy. So on behalf of Greg's family, we want to thank the City of Milwaukee, Mayor Tom Barrett and his staff, who were on board immediately and started the ball rolling to make this memorial possible. There are so many people we'd like to acknowledge. His supervisor, Erica Lewandowski, who worked with us from start to finish. She was fantastic every step of the way. His co-workers, the designers who worked to fulfill our vision for this memorial. Also the City of Milwaukee workers who put their heart and soul and sweat into this project. Everyone knew Greg in their own special way. Most remember his smile, which brightened up every room he entered. It's so hard to describe Greg in a nutshell. I think most of us knew him as a fun-loving guy. He was goofy at times, but serious when he had to be. As I look out into the faces, I'm sure each one of you have a few special memories. So cherish those memories and remember Greg that way. It has been 5 months since this unthinkable tragedy happened. We take one day at a time, which has truly been a challenge. We love Greg and deeply appreciate this beautiful memorial for him. We will go on as many who have also faced tragedy. So as time goes by, we hope his spirit, kindness, and love will be remembered for years to come. Finally, when people pass by this memorial, it is our hope that they stop and sit a while and admire this memorial. But also that they stop and smell the roses and realize that Greg's life was a life well lived. Thank you. Greg's daughter, Heather, will be speaking next.
Our dad was a great man. Today, as we celebrate his birthday, we also mark 5 months since he was so senselessly and tragically taken from us. For many of us who loved him, we still cannot make sense of it. I think for the majority of us, we never will. But what we can hope is that this memorial offers a place for people to gather, to talk, to share memories, and to help one another heal from this hurt. It is our hope that as people pass this bench, they will remember a funny story, a special time, or a favorite moment that they shared with him. If they see someone sitting here, we hope they stop to talk. Our dad would talk to anyone he met. We always took the time to listen to someone's story, make small talk, or at least just say hello. We hope as people see others sitting here, they simply do not walk by, but rather take the time to say hello and share their story, share their hurt, share in their sadness, and in their grief. Our dad loved his time outside. He loved camping, or as he got older and setting up a tent was too much work, vamping as he called it, where you sleep in the van instead of a tent. He loved the mountains. He loved a beautiful day, but even found the beauty on days that most of us would consider awful. Each day, despite the weather, he would say, "Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day." So it seems fitting to have such a beautiful memorial outside, It makes even more sense to have it outside his work, a place he loved. His co-workers were his friends, and were the part of work he loved most. As his co-workers enter every day, please smile. It's okay to feel the hurt and sadness, but know he is still here, and he will live on in our hearts. So many people have helped make this memorial a reality, and we are so thankful to them all. I think this is proof that our dad and his story have touched many. Even those that have never met him were moved by him and the way he had led his life. By the turnout today and the outreach from the community, it reminds us that a kind, good-hearted, loving person can bring people together. Our dad was a hardworking man who would do anything for his family, and it is clear that how he lived his life brought out the best in everyone around him. Our dad meant the world to us, but it is clear that he also meant a lot to the world. Upon leaving, please remember, when it seems impossible to go on, just put one foot in front of the other. We remember how our dad trained for races, whether it was to run up Pikes Peak, a marathon in Hawaii, or the Goofy Challenge in Disney World. He simply said all you have to do is put one foot in front of the other. And for you, Dad, we'll try to do as you did, put one foot in front of the other. Thank you.
Hello everyone, you can hear me? All right, my name is Paul Biedricke, and I am not the health commissioner, Paul Biedricke, for the city of Milwaukee. I am the real Paul Biedricke.
You look like brothers.
I am Greg's cousin. Greg, Elaine, Dennis, all of us grew up together. We're in a lot of contact often. And Heather mentioned a race, Greg liked to race and stuff. And Greg and I, when we were really young, we liked racing a lot. We really liked racing, especially drag racing. I think guys are familiar with drag racing, that's where it's a standing stop and then you drag like hell to beat the other guy. So when we were young, my mind's a little foggy here. We talked about, Greg and I, we really want to see some actual drag races, and we were young, I think I was 14, maybe he was 15, maybe it was 15, 16. But we talked about, going up to Union Grove, where the drag races are, and Greg says, yeah, well, we should do that, let's do it. And, I was young, I didn't know, but it's 27 miles to go to Union Grove if you ride a bicycle like we did. So Greg and I, I had a Stingray bike, it had that little sissy pole, and I can't really remember what Greg had, but we were, pretty young, daring. We're gonna do it, Why our parents let us do it, I don't know, but I don't think we asked, but. Well, in the beginning when Greg said, let's do this, I'm thinking, well, who's going to drive us? And Greg, we don't need anyone to drive us. We can let's ride our bikes up there. So we got our bikes and, probably thought it out a little bit, had some water, had some food, sandwiches, something to eat. And, Greg goes, let's take some lawn chairs. Okay, well, why are we going to need lawn chairs? Well, when we get up there, we're going to have to sit down and watch the races. All right, so we start leaving. Well, Greg, at that time, they were living around 13th and Grange, so we started riding our bikes sometime in the morning, and we got to Union Grove, and we get there, and, well, Greg, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? Well, we just decided to head into a cornfield because we always knew the drag races were right alongside the cornfield. So we take our lawn chairs and we're walking through the cornfield until a farmer comes up to us. And of course, he wasn't too happy. The farmer, what the heck are you doing here? This is my land. We said, we're here to watch the races. He says, no, you're not. He says, I saw your bikes back there. Your bikes are in good condition. You're lucky, but get off my land, you know. So we start walking through the corn. That's the end of it. We take our lawn chairs, and we're starting to go back. You know, lucky for us, he didn't mess our bikes up because he was really upset. And you could see people did this all the time. They'd try to go up to the races, sneak through the corn, and watch the drag races. So what's the point of this story? Well, to me, you know, it was a race. Greg liked races. Greg liked to do things. And this, yeah, when you think about it, being 14 or 15, this was like over 50 miles we rode our bikes, round trip to get back here. And that was a different time, you know, in the mid to late 60s, you know, it was a little more innocent. I remember we were pulled over, not pulled over, but stopped by some officers. You know, what are you guys doing out? We're coming back from the drag races. It's like, what? So, you know, the truth, it had to be the truth. But that's what Greg wanted to do, you know, and I was just, you know, I was just amazed that I did it too, you know. And Greg and I remained close, did a lot of things like that with racing. And, you know, he would tackle those things that most people wouldn't tackle, I think. You know, to be that young and to go on a trip like that, he dragged me into it. So I'm just going to say, you know, he performed. Later in life, his family responsibilities that way too. It was monumental, he could do it. In his recreation, he did the same thing with his running, his bicycling. You know, that was just the kind of guy he was. And for co-workers here, I'm sure he was that way with you guys, you know, he would do the job. And I think we'll all remember Greg, it was mentioned, you know, to me, he's a regular guy, friendly, who always had that smile. And, you know, he could accomplish big things. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait, I'm sorry. Made it.
Hello everybody, I'm Connie. I met Greg when our children were in high school together at Bayview. They were exactly in the same grade, and two of the sets of kids ran cross country. And being cross country means there's not a lot of people there. And so we started talking, and I mentioned an event I was going to do, and he said, well, wait, what's that? I got to get in on that. And that's where our adventure started, as we started doing stair climbs together. So we did the U.S. Bank building many times, and I'll always remember Greg being up at the top, encouraging me to go out and saying, come on, go faster. I'm going, I can't break. What do you mean go faster? This is all I got, I'm going to stop right here. But with his encouragement, I made it up there. Then after a few years, that was too boring. We had to do something else. So he said, hey, let's do a mini triathlon. And I said, I don't swim. And so he said, no, we can do it. The pool is only 5 feet deep all the way across, and it's indoors. So we're training and we're training. And then one day, Mark comes, his son-in-law, to the pool at Bayview High School. And he said, what are you doing with that flotation device on? And he said, well, I'm training. I'm afraid of deep water. I can't really swim well. And so he said, that pool's like 15 deep at one end. So I looked at him and I just said, are you out of your mind? How did you think I was going to do this with you? So, of course, what did he do? Is he talked to the officials, and he arranged for us to be on the side of the lane, and there was a lifeguard watching me the whole way. And I was like doing my tippity touch. Got out of the pool and finished the mini triathlon. So thanks to Greg, I did 2 mini triathlons, and I don't really swim. I also wear his band. As you can see, my love is biking, but I do other things. And I was recently hiking in the Alps. And whenever there was a really tough moment, I thought of him and said, I can do this. Again, put one foot in front of the other, and you can finish this day of hiking. Great man, miss him dearly, but I'll always have those great memories. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, my name is Robert Bland, and Ziggy and I share a little granddaughter there. Hey, baby. I wish I had known him long enough to have some of the interesting stories that, you guys out here have. I wish I had that pleasure. But the short time that I did know him, it was easy to become a friend. And so deep in my heart, that's the way I feel about him. He's a friend. He left some beautiful children to carry on. Can't ask for much more than that. Anyway, he's going to be well missed, and but this is a celebration. So that's what we're going to do. That's the way Ziggy would want it. He ran down here on earth, you could bet he's running in heaven. That's pretty much all I have to say. God bless everybody, and happy birthday.
Good afternoon. I'm Mayor Tom Barrett, and on behalf of the residents of the city, Taola again, and your children, I want to tell you how much we miss Ziggy and how grateful we are that we had the honor to have him work in our family and be part of our family for so many years. As I was sitting here looking at the sky, I was thinking about life, and I was thinking about, here's this gorgeous day, and we're all here to honor Ziggy. And we're all on this earth. And I'm not an overly religious guy. And oftentimes, in fact, when I'm in church, I'm speaking with a pastor or a rabbi or a priest. I'll say, well, he's speaking on behalf of the saints. I'm here representing the sinners. Because that's sort of my life. My life is the gritty life of the city. And Greg's life, his work life, was the gritty life of the city as well. Trying to make this a better community. Working in neighborhoods where people faced many, many challenges. And he loved his work. And I think he loved his work in part because of his co-workers. And I appreciate the presence of so many co-workers who are here today who miss Greg and miss his humor, his commitment to this city. And so as we look at this beautiful sky, you have to wonder, okay, why are we on this earth? Why are we here? It's a beautiful day. But I believe that our God, however you describe your God, put us here for a reason. That there's a reason that we're here today to honor Greg, but there's a reason that we're on this earth every single day. And here's where the similarity between Greg and I come in. Greg was born in 1952. I was born in 1953. And again, as I was sitting here, I couldn't help, as probably some of you are thinking about your own mortality, and thinking, okay, what happens? What happens at the end? And we know that Greg left us in a tragic, violent way that should never happen to anyone. But we're all going to leave this earth. And think how you want to leave this earth. I want to leave this earth knowing that I have a wife who loves me, knowing I have children who love me. And what I've seen over the last 5 months is I've seen a family that's hurting, but a family where there's a lot of love. And I think at the end of the day, the most precious gift we can have is the love of our family. And I think Greg left this earth knowing that his wife, his children, and his grandchildren loved him.
That means he was a blessed man. He was a blessed man who led a meaningful life. And we should all be thankful that he was part of our life. God bless you, Ziggy.
Just a reminder to everyone, Ziggy Fest is happening afterwards. It would be the 6th annual Ziggy Fest, so I'm marketing your calendars for next year, because my dad would be reminding everyone tonight that next year it will happen. So we invite you all to join us, have a shot, drink some Budweiser, or something a little better. But, so please join us at the Plainfield Pub for Ziggy Fest after.
Folks to take fellowship with some of the desserts that have been prepared by staff, have a picture taken on the bench with the rock, the plaque, and again, hug somebody today. Thank you.